what is the definition of a dog? And a guy who is that just playing hard?
You haven't seen me play?
No, I think
Yeah, that's my definition right there.
Take notes.
Big Meech!
We're here.
My man, Alan Houston.
It's different this time. So we're so hungry. We're so hungry for the first game.
I know. Look, we're a week away from the first preseason game, so all the talk we're gonna see.
We're gonna actually get to see, yeah. So standout person for me, two people. I have to say. We're gonna start from the top. Julius Randle.
Ooh, well, our two, just to let them know, is Julius and Kevin Knox. I'm guessing.
Julius and Kevin Knox are our two.
So
let's start with Julius Randle. He completely has accepted the role of leadership, and not in a cocky way, and in a very understated way. That he even made a point of saying it's not about me going out there and scoring 20 points, but it's about the entire team really playing together as a team, working together, learning from each other, the leaders, pushing each other to really play hard, to score points, to win games.
It's not about being a leader and saying you do this, you do that. It's going out there and guys can look at you and go on the court and say, he's leading by example, he's doing what he's saying or whatever it is. And that's how I embrace it. And I also embrace it just by, like I said, I want to make everybody better. It's not about me. It's not about the next guy or the next guy. It's about us as a team and us getting better. And, one of my biggest goals this year is just to make everybody around me better. Going out and doing scoring 20 points or whatever it is, that's not the hard part for me. So like I said, I want to make everybody better and, kind of be an extension of coach.
I really felt like he has taken this role and wants the role and is going to be that leader for the team.
One thing that Jonathan Macri, shout out to Jonathan Macri, Knicks Film School, check out the Basketball Bites episode. One thing that he brought up on Twitter, which I love, is that Julius Randle sounds like Enes Kanter if you believe Enes Kanter. And that's really
the truth.
Randle, I've heard so many raw leaders on the Knicks team in past history. Remember Brandon Jennings talking about 90s defense, blah blah blah, and he asked out of the team a couple months later. Julius Randle to me didn't just sound like I'm gonna be the leader, exciting stuff. He sounded like he knows what leadership means, really deep down, and not just the fancy.
He's not just saying it to say it,
or giving you sound bites or just saying platitudes. He's really giving you the real shit about being a leader, and it feels like it means so much to him. He spoke, and we mentioned this before because we met his wife and got to talk to her about how much he wanted to play in the Garden. And I think this summer didn't line up the way many Knicks fans hoped, but for Julius, a guy in a free agency class where there were just stars everywhere. He was not a major player in the sense that every team is dying for him, but he obviously is a very good player, improving. Finds himself in a situation where he's in a super major market, biggest market in the league, the face of a franchise that's been dying for a star, and he's now here on a 3-year deal. He has a chance to really prove it and show it.
I'm excited. I mean, this is like I said, when I first stepped into Madison Square, I was actually it was on Kobe's farewell tour, and just that energy, like I said, in that arena that night was amazing. And now I have the chance to experience that energy every night, and that's definitely an opportunity that I'm not going to take for granted. You hope for things and wish for things, and I always wanted to play here, and now I'm excited that I had the opportunity. So I know with that comes a huge responsibility, and I know the way I work. I know how I prepare for the game. I know how much I love basketball, how serious I am about it, and helping this team and try to win games. So, I don't really look at it as pressure. I just look at it as, a huge opportunity, and, I just go out there and do what I love.
I think he knows for whatever his career is going to be, this New York Knicks tenure could take him to another level. And listen, you never know. And you hear the guys talking about it. Yeah. Julius Randle could become a god in New York if he goes on the court.
I feel that he's going to be like that unsung hero, and I think he's going to rise to the occasion. And what I like about this actually is that people don't really know him like that. I mean, no. People who follow NBA, yes, they know him, but he was never looked at as that superstar.
Right.
So that's
like
even
the casual
better.
fans.
So it's almost like how Mitch was picked in the second
round
round,
under the
right?
radar, yeah.
Under the radar, and then gets to shine. It's a lot easier for you to shine that way as well because you're not trying to prove anything to anyone. You're just being yourself, being who you are.
Yep.
He's my unsung hero. I think that he is going to be a breakout star for us, and I'm looking for him to lead the team.
Yeah.
Lead the way and lead us to that path.
Lead us to that playoffs, baby. I think he definitely can be an all-star this year. But it's something different about the way he sounded. In terms of just like the maturity, like he seems so mature
and a very confident,
kind
of laid back,
matter of fact.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at a really great age. At 24, 25, he's married. He has a kid. Like that stuff is like he's got his family life.
That stuff is important.
He's a big family guy. So it seems to me like he knows this is it. New York, let's go. I'm gonna be the leader. And we'll talk about this as we go on. But you mentioned before the rest of the players, even the vets that are older and have been in the league a lot longer, all talked about Julius Randle as that leader. So let's sort it on the court. Julius. We gotta get a nickname for him. We'll think about it when we get there. But I also want to bring up how he spoke about Mitch.
Yes. Oh, he was very impressed with Mitch and is very glad that Mitch is on his team now. And he doesn't have to battle him anymore. Because he was like, who is this kid?
Who's this kid messing me up in New Orleans?
Yeah, and he was like, I'm glad I don't have to play against him anymore. So that was nice.
So it's good to see. It's also good to see him know the players for real, not just give you kind of random things, but he was straight up like, I remember when we played in the Garden against Mitch, this is what happened.
That's a kid that I'm extremely excited to play with day in and day out. So for me, it'll be fun. He's so long, so athletic that you can really get into guys on the defensive end of the floor, and you got that guy behind you. I was telling Coach, for instance, we had played at the Garden, and last season, and we had played Mitch, and he kept coming. Like I would get to the basket, or I'd get past the first person, and he kept coming out of nowhere. And I'm like, man, who in the world is this kid? Like get him out of here. Like I'm trying to get him in foul trouble. I'm trying to, be physical with him and stuff. And he was just everywhere. So I can't imagine. I'm glad. I got him on my team. I don't got to deal with it now.
Up next, the next dog.
Marcus Morris. They asked him, what do you mean by dog mentality? I don't know if he said dog mentality. What do you mean by dog? And he said, have you seen me play?
The biggest thing is a lot of dogs in this team. A lot of guys that's going to go out and try to prove themselves. A lot of young guys that's willing to get better, that's willing to listen. The biggest thing is, I think, from last year, the guys that still here has a chip on his shoulder from, only winning 17 games and, coming to try to get better. And I think it's going to be a good year.
What is the definition of a dog? And a guy who is not just playing hard.
You haven't seen me play?
Yeah.
That's my definition right there.
Have you definition of a dog?
I was scared watching him in the media conference. I was like, yo, I'm scared of him.
Woo! Okay, so Marcus Morris, vet, 30 years old, about it. Has no time for the BS. They asked him about Boston last year and the Caribbean and all that. Said, I don't care. That was last year. I'm done. He sounded great in that press conference. Like his demeanor and his attitude, you can see it's going to rub off on the team. Now, obviously in the past, Marcus has had attitude issues. I'm not really worried about that, to be honest here. I think he's going to be a good leader. I think he's going to hold guys accountable. I think guys are going to be scared of him in the sense of when he screams at you, what are you doing on defense? Get over there. They're going to get their ass over there. As opposed to just like, I'm going to cut this. I'm not going to say that. But, as opposed to someone who's just like talking about it, he's going to be about it. That's what he was giving in a press conference. He's pretty much letting you know, I'm about it. I'm going to be about it. This is what I am.
He also said he was willing to do what was best for the team.
Right.
Which means that he's okay to take that little back seat if he has to come off the bench. I think he's okay with that.
Right, yeah.
Right, which is important because he is at an age and he knows he's a good player. So sometimes players come in like that and they're like, no, I want to start. Or
I
no,
need this or that, yeah.
And then they feel slighted if they don't get to do that. So he actually put it out there and said that he's willing to do whatever he has to do. It's going to be the best for the team. So I like that attitude as well.
They could tell the team has been together. They've spoken about this last 2 months, on and off. Yeah. They've definitely gotten to know each other because they spoke in this press conference almost like a family of cousins, and they know what everybody does. So that was really cool. We're going to move on to like 5 guys pretty quickly. Let's talk about, we're going to like kind of one-liners about these guys. RJ, we've heard a lot from him already.
We've heard a lot from him. Yeah. So his answers are pretty standard, I think.
Not great questions either, I thought.
Horrible questions to me. And I think he definitely knows that, listen, this is the NBA. So he can't even really talk too much at this point because he has not yet really played in the NBA outside of Summer League. we're waiting to see what he's going to put forth. He's great with the media, however, knows how to answer questions and knows how to handle the media, has a little quirk, smiling, that sort of stuff. We have Elfrid Payton.
So Elfrid Payton, pretty standard answers. Spoke about Mitchell a little bit, knowing him from Louisiana. Totally forgot about that. That's pretty cool. Elfrid, floor general. We're going to see what he does. Excited to be here. Excited to learn. Spoke about, working with Dennis Smith and Frank. So I think he seems like, a lot of people have been against Elfrid Payton signing, and I know it's a lot of Frank fans as well. I think Frank is somebody who's going to play different positions. I think Elfrid's somebody who's going to be a consistent point guard. And when Dennis Smith is messing up and we can't rely on Frank maybe at the point guard spot, we're going to have a real floor general that can come in, get it done. Moving on,
we have DSJ, who definitely knows that he has to improve his shot, which I think he's been working on a lot throughout the summer. And he's ready to come show us that because he is that flashy guy. He is ready to come show us that.
He gave me the sense, too, that he's been doing a lot of work and he doesn't want to talk about it. And he just wants you to see. That's kind of a sense of a lot of the guys. It's kind of like, we've been working, we've been grinding. You may have seen clips here and there, but let's get to the games. Let's. RJ pretty much said that. He's like, let's get to the games. I'm ready. Let's go.
DSJ said that he set goals for himself and for the team, and he doesn't even want to talk about them. So we're gonna see. You're gonna show us.
Up next, we have the power forward center combo, both positions because they both play both.
Right.
Taj and Bobby. Bobby brought up that in Washington he was kind of maybe hoping to get re-signed, lost some weight. Based on their recommendation. He's down to 248 now, 49. Interesting to me because I like that he's more mobile, but his real issue is rim protection, and I want to see if he's able to handle centers at the rim off the bench. I don't know if losing weight is the best for that, but I'm not the person to talk about that. I'm not an ice bath guy. So we'll see, but I really like the match as well. Taj Gibson, same thing, mature,
veteran leadership,
ready to be here.
Veteran leadership, but also ready to give the leadership role to
Julius. He brought up Julius, which is great too, to see from the oldest guy on the team. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So
and then Kevin Knox. So Kevin Knox.
Oh man.
To me,
the gun show.
He looked like he matured. Not just looked, but his answers and even the way his whole demeanor looked like he matured 5 years.
Yeah,
Knew what to say. Was confident. Definitely spoke about the fact that he got to watch his tape from last year,
which is big for him.
He definitely wants to improve on his defense. He made a mention of that several times. That his defense.
Yeah, I think with this first season going by, I think this summer I had some film that I could really watch. Going into last year, I had no film really on myself, but this year I got film that I could really watch and see where I can grow at and get better at. Obviously, I got to get better at the defensive end, and that's something that me, Fizz, and a lot of coaches have been working on this summer. And my trainers, back home, have been working on my defense, being more consistent, more efficient on the floor, knocking down open shots. This team has a lot of great scores on the court, so we're going to have to knock down shots in order to win a lot of games.
Long twos, going to the rim, this physicality. Now, Kevin Knox has always sounded mature. I think even last year, if you watch his press conferences, you could see he knew what to do.
He was media trained, right.
But this year, he didn't sound just mature, but confident. First of all, that right bicep, bro. What's going on there? But I love it. You can see how much bigger he looks.
He said he hasn't put on that much weight. He said it's muscle.
It's all muscle, baby. Every NBA player this summer, I put on 20 pounds of muscle. But Kevin looked really good out there. It looked like he really understood as well what he did wrong, what he needs to work on, and what he's going to be in this league. He brought up the fact that he's going to be stronger and able to play the 4. I think if Kevin Knox, he's 6'9", he's about to be 6'10". I think he's still growing a little bit. For me, the 4 is really the position he probably excels at the most in the league eventually if he can get his rebounding down. Because he'll be such a crazy stretch for guys to deal with in 5, 6 years, whatever.
Right.
So, in fact, he even brought that up is good. He knows his position as basketball, so he's going to have to find a way to fit in. And he's also prepared. He knows that he got a lot of leeway last year that he won't have this year.
Right.
He knows Marcus Morris is there. He spoke about going him in practice.
Right.
So he knows now he's got to put up his defense, he's got to hit his shots. He brought up long twos, which I love.
Right,
he said he doesn't want to do that
spoke
anymore.
about being more efficient on the court altogether.
More efficient altogether. So Kevin seemed to have a really good grasp. That was it. It's really a grasp. He knew
a grasp way of what he did last year, what he needs to do to improve, and what he needs to do this year.
I was forced to take a lot of bad shots late in the shot clock, bad shot selection. But I think this year we got some great point guards that's going to get us the ball where we want to. We got some veterans that's going to teach us where to get to our spots, when to take shots, where the bad shots. And like I said, last year it was just basically a year to see what we need to work on. And I think I grew a lot this summer. my shot selection and stuff like that. So, I mean, this year I'm just going to try and eliminate a lot of bad shots and just knock down some more open shots.
Yeah, and you went from hearing that from a young player is incredible.
Yeah.
Just that wherewithal and that being self-aware in life in general is one of the best skills you can have. Because how can you attack a problem if you don't know it? And Kevin Knox seems to know what went wrong, know what he can fix, know what he needs to work better, know what he did well, and knows that this year is going to be different, but he's fully ready for it. And that's all you can ask for. We didn't hear from a lot of guys, no Dot, no Frank, no Mitch, which I think everybody was looking forward to.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. It's cool. Keep him out the limelight. Let's prove it on the court. Knicks Media Day. Season starting. Get hype. Got a week from the first game. Training camp starts tomorrow.
We are hype.
So now we're going to start seeing all the videos, which is going to be these little 1-minute videos.
Little snippets of what these guys are
doing. That's going to have people
yeah.
going crazy over social media for the next few days. But what's life without that?
And then open practice on Saturday. See you there.
On Saturday, we will be there. All right, guys. Peace.